if you don't belong in the space or you don't like the space, don't have to go find it. Like, find something that you like.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the High Level Spotlight Sessions, where we showcase awesome marketers doing awesome marketing. Today, I'm joined by Mike Barron. Super pumped. Mike is the founder of Limelight Media Company. He is at the helm of multiple seven-figure agencies. He is soon to be featured on Forbes. Mike has worked with hundreds of agency owners as far as being a coach and a mentor. Mike, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Man, it's a pleasure. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. What's up, everybody?
What is going on? So I'm excited to talk to you today because what we're talking about is ideal clients. I feel like, so many of us, when we start our agency, you just want to get those sales in the door. You want to get off the ground. You want to get to that 10K sort of main first hurdle. So you're just taking any business that comes across your path, right? And I feel like that can set you on a chain of events that's very hard to get out of. And I feel like not enough agencies take the time to focus on the clients that they want instead of the clients that they're getting.
Right.
So let's start with that. Acquiring ideal clients versus just acquiring clients.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So Chase, I want to just tell you about some success we've had in the month of November. Okay. Today's December 1st. We did $1.2 million in sales for our agency. So what I want to talk to you and the high level community and whoever's going to watch this segment, I'm going to talk to you about identifying your ideal client, as you mentioned, but also I want to give out like my best practices on sales and signing up new clients, like stuff that people pay me like $10, $20, $30,000 for. Like, I'm going to give out that information today.
All right, let's do it.
So let's talk about acquiring clients. Okay. So for any new agency owner or even a seasoned agency owner, the very first thing, Chase, I'll tell you guys is you want to get very clear on who the client is. Okay. And not only get very clear, like I'm servicing dental professionals or chiropractors, or maybe it's like personal trainers. You want to get like so specific and so niche. If it's a fitness pro, okay, is it like a studio owner? Is it a big box owner? Is it a power lifter? And you want to get even more specific of like, okay, what age demographic are they, or like what is their financial status, even like what is their marital status, or even like what part of the country they're in. You want to get so specific. And what I've been doing is, what I've been teaching my students is like, you even want to name that person, aka your avatar, right? And there should be like texture. So like there's a wall behind me with a couple bumps. The person, Chase, should be so clear. So all you agency owners out there, brand new, get so clear on the person that you want to service. That way you have a target. And then once you have that person, you want to go after that person. Okay.
So let me ask you something, because I feel like for a brand new agency owner, that sort of creates a chicken and the egg, right? It's like, well, I don't have years of experience in my niche to know who within the niche I should target. Do you have like a quick tip list? Like you mentioned marital status. Do you feel like business owners who are married are better target avatars than those who aren't?
Yeah. So, man, me personally, I like everybody as humans, but I want to work with people that I vibe with. Like I want to work with people that I have a lot of affinity with. So I don't do any drugs. If you smoke marijuana, that's your deal. But if I don't do that and I'm not into that, maybe I don't want to go like run an agency to go help like the weed guy. Okay. Right. So maybe you like cakes, or, you're a wedding planner in your past life. Or perhaps you're like a gym head and you're a gym rat and you lift weights and you do nutrition very hard. And if that's your deal, go target those people, right? You already have affinity with them. Don't go like, if you don't belong in the space or you don't like the space, don't have to go find it. Like, find something that you like,
Yeah, that's a good piece of advice. And recalling my days at the agency, I had very little tolerance for like aggressive clients.
There you go.
And our CEO, who is basically our head of sales, it didn't bother him one bit. So we literally had certain clients where it's like, I won't talk to that client. And he's happy to talk to that client because it doesn't bother him. But if I were to start my own agency, that would be something I would set up front right away. Is like, I just don't deal with aggressive people. You know what I mean?
Sure, no doubt. I have a couple buddies. Some of these guys are doing, $25 million in the last 6 months. A couple guys I'm thinking of right now that I talk to. So I got to go find new information about how my marketing's going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of a guy named Brian, and I'm thinking of a guy named Shaq. Okay, so I sat down with these guys recently. First question was like, Mike, who's your avatar? Are you still clear on your avatar, or has it changed? When's the last time you looked at that, and when's the last time you refined it or revised it? Like the people you're targeting 12 months ago may or may not be the person you're targeting today. So that was like the first thing. Another thing, Chase, so I've been doing marketing for years. I used to have a website agency, and we would do marketing for the Fit Pro, and then for the MMA fighter, and then for the the dude who has a bakery down the street.
Mm-hmm.
When I was working with everybody, I was creating custom campaigns for everybody. More time, more energy. I gotta go find out this new market. When I started niching down about 4 years ago, I started running ads and funnels to Fit Pros. I ran one funnel. Okay. After I ran that one campaign, I got like $3 leads, $2 leads. So I'm like, oh damn. Okay, I might have something here. So I'm like, okay, how do I rinse and repeat this? I picked up another personal trainer, same exact thing, same results. I'm like, ooh, forget anything else. Forget the dude down the street, the chiropractor, the dentist. We're doing all Fit Pros. So what happened from there was now I have like my templates, and all I'm doing is just stamping the same funnel. I'm changing the color scheme, changing the logo. I'm stamping the same freaking ad copy. I'm stamping the same graphic even, and I'm changing the locations. So now I'm at scale. It's like Starbucks in San Diego, Starbucks in Seattle, Starbucks in Miami. Whereas if I got a new client in a different industry or a different niche, or I'm not an expert, I got to make it up, and it slows me down. So
Totally.
that's been like the biggest thing for me.
It's all about scaling. Now, let me tee you up for a little social media snippet here, because we all need this. It happens to everybody. What do you say to the guy or the girl who's established their avatar, but here comes the baker, and it's like, oh, that would be so easy. We can handle that, right?
Right. Okay. So if you're getting started, go help that person. Go collect some money. Like if you have under 10 agency clients, go collect some cash. Like go help them. Number one, number two, like get compensated. Okay. For me, like right now, I'm at a point where we have hundreds and hundreds of clients, and we just don't need to dip our toes in something that we just don't belong in.
Mm-hmm.
Even I have a friend who hit me up named Anthony about a month ago, and he's a general contractor. Know the guy 20 years. Hey man, love the journey, been following what you're doing, love what's going on. Could you help me with my contracting business? I was like, dude, I wouldn't tell you no unless I absolutely have to. But like, I'm not the contracting guy. He's like, man, it's the same thing. Like if you could do it for the gym guys, you can do it for me. I was like, bro, like that your offer and your audience and all that stuff, dude, like I don't touch that. I don't know. Like
It's not that you couldn't, right? It's that you shouldn't.
I could, but I don't want to, man. I don't want to play with it. His money.
Exactly.
I have to go say, hey, marketing director, Mike, surprise, we're going to create this new offer that you know nothing about. And, whereas I have a guy who owns a gym, stamp, results, and I'm good.
Yeah, that's how you scale. So talk to me about, once you're clear on your avatar, how do you come up with the program for that avatar?
Okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, so this is something kind of new for me. New meaning in the last 18 months. Okay, so one of the best gems I can give any internet marketer. Okay, so you guys, Chase, this is what we want to do. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care if it's outside of internet marketing. You want to have intro, basic, and major products. Okay, I'll say it again, intro, basic, and major products. So your intro product, okay, that's going to be zero. It's all defined by value or dollar amount. $0 to $99 is the intro product. Okay. 100 to $999 is a basic product. All right. And then anything over 1,000 above is your high ticket. And we call that a major product. Okay. So for marketers getting started right now, most of them are running like a retainer, whether it's like 1,000, 1,500, sometimes 2,500 and even more. They're trying to land that chiropractor or that dentist. It's I'll do your Facebook ads, and I'll hook you up with the funnels, and you get the high level system, and it's $1,500 a month. That's like that. That's like what they're pushing. That's like that big thing, right?
Yep.
So my retainers used to be 2,500, and I want you to wrap your head around this, everybody watching. my sales guys would get on with you. And if you weren't ready to process a $2,500 transaction, basically we had nowhere for you to go. Hence, we would lose business.
Mm-hmm.
So that is equivalent to like a baseball player stepping up the bat, and it's like, okay, grand slam or home run or nothing. Like I'm hitting out the freaking park, or that's it. But what you guys have to do as marketers, okay, you have to get on base sometimes. Okay. So if you do a $250 sell, boom, and then you get another $250 sell, boom, and then you get another $250 sell, boom, bases are loaded. And what you want to do is you want to graduate these lower offers. Okay. Maybe you have a basic offer. HighLevel has a membership site. You know, you can get a little info course on, you know, how to optimize your Facebook page. You want to get them through that. You want to get them getting some sort of result. Like I bought a program, how to learn how to optimize my Facebook page. Let me get you on that. Let me get you through that. Let me make sure you create that outcome. And then towards like the tail end, when that's supposed to be completed, you want to start talking about graduating them. Okay. So this is the craziest.
I love this model.
Yeah, it's the craziest thing in the world. We'll have people meet my sales guys. We'll pitch them a 5K deal. Okay. Our go-to product is 5K. It's a digital product, and we give you masterminds. We will have, it happens all the time. We'll have people meet our sales guy. The sales guy will pitch you a 5K product. The prospect will swear up and down, like, no, man, like, I love it. I like it, but it's, I don't have the money. Like, you know, but I'll be in touch next year. I'll be in touch next month, man. But thank you for that. My sales guy will drop down to a down sell and say, well, listen, I didn't initially tell you this, but we have a $250 product, and that product is done by you. And it's not going to give you all the bells and whistles, but you will get results. Are you open to that one? 250? Okay, not 5,000? No. Okay, let's do it. That same dude will call us back 3 days later, and they'll say, I'm ready to go. It happens every week.
Because they realized how freaking hard it is to do it yourself, right?
That's some of it. That's some of it. That's not all of it. That's some of it. I would say a majority of it is that people want to know that you're legit. Like this, I saw this guy's ad yesterday. I'm on a phone call today, and you're asking me for 5K. Yeah, that's a little scary. It could be scary.
Sure, yeah.
There's like a wall. So we're giving like a little sample. They're like, oh, this is actually pretty delicious. What do you guys got for dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, we upgrade on average. So our basic is 250. On average, we upsell 10% of our 250 to a 5K deal within the first week. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome.
Within the first week. Okay. So I want to make sure everybody gets that. Yeah, we want to slam freaking home runs, but not everybody's ready for the home run today. I put that in the last 18 months, these intros and basics, and it's been worth hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, for us.
So let me ask you something, because I feel like a piece of that can help is, do you say, oh yeah, and if you go with the 250 and you decide to upgrade, we'll just apply that payment to the
yeah, 100%.
Right? I mean, that just makes it, it's like, that actually makes sense. That's great. I feel like that can ease the sale even faster.
Right. So here's another thing too, to that point.
Okay.
We do HighLevel Masterminds. I have 30K masterminds. You can get in annually, 12,500. You can get in for 3 months. Even the little 250 deal comes with a mini mastermind, and it will come with like one of my sales reps. So it won't be me. It won't be my director. It'll be like kind of a junior level sales guy that knows the material. He shows up every Monday, and he makes sure you go through it and you're using it, and you're any stops that you have we're like breaking through. Okay, so our 250 product, it teaches gym owners and trainers how to go online. So this guy shows up every Monday, ongoing, and he's just like, hey, did you get it? Did you set up your Trainerize account? Did you set up your online training? Okay, great. Did you complete that? Perfect, man. You're like right there, done. Like, now it's time to get clients. I know you spoke to Cody a month ago, our director, but man, let's get you to him again, man, because I want to see how we can start getting your ads going. He kicks out, we sell the 5K. Another thing about that was when I told my team we're going to do masterminds at 250. They're like, Mike, you're crazy. They're like, there's no way in heck. Like, these people can pay 250 and get masterminds ongoing. Like, dude, that's too much, man. You're giving away the farm. It's not, no way. We don't like this idea. I went against my team. One of my coaches recommended it. We put it in, deliver incredible service at $250. And then that turned into the upsells, like just cranking them.
Now, do you do those group or is it one-on-one? Group. Okay. So it is more scalable, right? You're doing it once a week and you can handle multiple people at the same time.
Whether 10 or 100 people show up, it's the same kind of energy,
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That's way more scalable.
Yeah. So we got to get into those intro, basic, and major products. Like literally just, I would start and since we're talking about that, they should all be like in sync and they should all flow to the next one, aka your value ladder.
Right.
I have a basic that teaches you how to start your online, and then the 5K is like how to launch ads and learn how to sell for your online business. They should all like be in agreement with each other.
Gotcha. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about is talk to me about the difference between selling to somebody who is dead smack in the middle of your avatar versus not. How much does that change the game?
Okay, so
the sales game.
Yeah. Okay, for me, I'm kind of in a different space just because I've been doing this for a while, and we have a really established business. Me personally, man, I have to protect my community, so I don't want jerks in there, man. So like, if you don't fit in kind of to that, we kind of politely like push you away, or we won't follow up with you, or we won't really like, bring you, we won't bring you in on the deal. So for me, it's very important. Like the avatar, not a lot of people talk about this, but the avatar is almost you. Like imagine you, Chase. Imagine, okay, you're a cool guy. I always see you live and you help a lot of people.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, imagine you hanging out with a whole bunch of people like you. They're into marketing,
Right.
they're friendly, they're progressive. They create content online. What is an interest about you that nobody knows? Like a hobby. What is
something about me?
What's a hobby?
So yeah, I actually moved across the country, out of the country, to the beach in Mexico so that I could surf before work whenever I want.
Oh man, that's awesome. Okay. So imagine you had like neighbors that were like into surfing and they relocated somehow, some way to Mexico to do something similar. You would have a lot of affinity with those people, and
of course,
probably want to hang out with those people versus someone that has zero in common with you. So the avatar is almost like you. It doesn't mean male, female. It doesn't really mean like even age or anything like that, but like interest. So find people that are pretty much like you. If you are selling,
that's a really good point, because you know what? Sorry to interrupt you. I was just thinking about this the other day when I was like, you know what? You got to get to the point where when you see a phone call coming in, you're not like, decline. You're happy to jump on. And that only happens when you're totally aligned with the person, when you're excited about the person on the other end, as opposed to like wincing.
Yeah. So I want to tell you about that. This is how I am when we bring on personnel to our team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like how we are even with our students and clients. So one of the very first things I look at when I start working with people in any capacity is the vibes. Like, is the energy good? Like, am I getting like empowered from this relationship? Are you getting power from this relationship? Like, is the energy good? I watched a documentary on HBO about 3 years ago. It's called The Defiant Ones. Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre. Great documentary.
So good.
Oh,
so good. Yeah.
Great. It's actually like a business entrepreneurial type.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing, right? So Dr. Dre says, you could be this ridiculous talent. You could be this great vocalist. But if the vibes are not right in the studio, he doesn't touch it. Beyonce could come in, Rihanna can come in. He's like, if the energy's not right, like, I'm sorry, but we're not creative.
Nothing personal. It's just not there.
So that one thing I heard years ago that stuck with me. And I took that in as like senior data. Like, okay, that's like law. That's like gravity to me. And that I've been operating like that since literally I watched that documentary. So, again, even I had a guy who was in my inner circle. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. But when I work with someone in my inner circle, which is a high ticket, 30, 40, 50K, it's a very like intimate thing. We're talking daily. You have my cell phone, you fly into San Diego. Um, I'm working with you. Very few people get let in. For some reason, me and this dude were not like, it was like oil and water. It wasn't like that initially, but it became that.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't creating is the word. And we have to create. It's not like, hey man, did you knock out that? No, man, I'm not going to get to it, but you weren't really clear on it. Once I get to the point where I'm not creating and really not having fun, or the vibes aren't right, I don't touch it. And I just, we came to a consensus. We're like, dude, let's not kid ourselves, man. And like, we can part ways of friends. And we did.
That's really interesting. You're kind of touching on what I think is referred to a lot as like flow state, sort of, and do you feel like your inner circle, your coaching community has better results because you guys are actually on some other level in a connection, in a state of flow together?
Heck yeah. Yeah. We have to be in agreement. We have to be going towards like the same thing. You have to have that. If you don't have that, you're going to have stops. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have a shaved head, but an illustration is I want to be on a beach, skipping in slow motion, like Fabio, and I want to flow. And if I don't flow, I call it the thorn bush. Like, this guy's upset, or we didn't deliver, or the expectation. I get snagged, and that prevents me from actually getting traction because I don't want to get snagged. I want to freaking flow through life and not have any stops. Full intentions, bam. That's what I want to do.
And it's really interesting. I mean, it all ties together what we're talking about. And I feel like it's one of those things where it's completely obvious, but it is so hard to actually say no to things
Yeah.
that are outside of the flow
Yeah.
or
So,
the target avatar. You know what I mean?
yeah, one thing I teach in
When
my,
money's just dangling in front of you, it's so hard to say, you know what?
yeah,
We don't flow, or you're not my avatar. You know what I mean?
right. And I've been guilty of that. I've been guilty of working many, many hours, getting paid very, very little, traveling all San Diego to go pick up little $50 checks. And these guys want updates on their website every single day. And, I was 6 years younger or more junior, and it was tough. One thing is that I teach actually is you have to have a high level of confront. And that means, you need to like really be honest with yourself. And then you have to confront situations that you don't agree with. I'm not saying like I'm in San Diego. I'm not saying go out to the streets and start confronting people like, hey man, what are you looking at? Like, back what I am saying, if there's something that's going on that you don't like, you have to truly confront it. Yo, hey, this relationship we have, it's not really working, man. I'm not sure if you feel the same, but it's not working. And this is why I want to propose. Like, we can
Mhm.
have the agreement. I'm not going to charge you. And then, I'll release you. You release me from that agreement. And, we wish you well. You just got to confront it, man.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So tell me about your coaching program. If people like what you're saying, they love the opportunity to see if they can flow with you. Where do they go? Do you have a separate program for that?
Yeah. Okay. So the agency is Limelight Media. And to work with me, the brand's Mike Barron. So you can check me out on Instagram, the Mike Barron 1. I do stories every single day. I think I'm funny, so hopefully you can check out my jokes. I have a whole bunch of free stuff. You can hit my link on my bio on Instagram, and you can get my free sales courses and my free courses how to acquire new clients. Um, Pretty much, I found my lane in marketing, and I used to work at Grant Cardone's office. So I
Oh, no
was,
way.
yeah, so I was a sales and marketing, very good at sales. So I told you we just did 1.2 million. It's not because I'm like the greatest marketer or I have the best Facebook ads or my YouTube ads are just freaking smashing. Like, I have a sales force that they're like hungry dogs in the back of a meat truck. They're just AM to like 11 o'clock at night. They're freaking hitting up the phones, setting appointments, doing demos, closing deals, upsell. Like, my sales game is very high. And that's like my unique niche that I've carved out in this space. My sales game, I could put against anybody in this industry. So for like marketers that want to learn like the art of sales and how to transact 20, 30, 40, $50,000 deals, that's what I specialize in. Check me out. I have a new program called Closing Academy. And you can get free access to my sales material by checking me out on IG. I'll hook you up.
All right, let me ask you one last question because now you just piqued my interest. How do you find that type of salesperson?
Okay, so that's a trick. Okay, so I want to before we go, I want to give you 3 gems on sales, 2 gems on sales.
Okay.
But so here, let me give you another gem. Okay, so one thing I found, Chase, is that for a long time, I would always try to motivate my people, and that sounds like that's what you should do as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you want to do. It sucks. It's stupid. Because motivation doesn't last. So I was like the salesperson, and then I wanted to go be the director or the operator or the CEO. As soon as I step out the sales room and a couple of days go by, the energy dies and the phone calls stop and the appointments stop. I go back in and lights back up. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I would always go in there and do the rah, get excited, bump music, let's go. Whoever gets the next appointment, I buy lunch, and they would start going, and I would leave and it would die. Okay. There was a guy who was with me for many years. I'd have to crank him up. Come on, let's go drink some coffee. Let's get excited, loud music, and go produce. And then he'll do it for 2 days and he'd die again. So what you need to do, how do you find some good salespeople? You need to find motivated people. Truly. You need to find people that are motivated without your presence. They're already freaking jacked up. You need to find that guy, that gal, polish them up, give them a nice vehicle, give them a good environment, give them a good opportunity, and put them in a position that's healthy and that's supportive, and let them freaking go. So there's a guy named.
How do you find them? Do you run ads? Is there a network that you're tapped into?
You have to go through people. One guy shows up, polished, beautiful smile, pumped up, says all the right stuff. 3 days later, he's not who he said he was. You have to go through people. You have to go through people. So, I meet a guy named Cody. He's been with me 18 months. When I met him, he was negative backwards. He was backwards $50 in his account. And I gave him some money to come down to San Diego. He's 2 cities over. This dude he works 7 days a week. Not because I told him or not because I make him. He works 7 days a week, easily, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. He's at the office Saturday and Sunday when I'm not there. He's there at 7 a.m. He's just freaking cranking. Cody today is doing about $400,000 in sales every single month. Cody's putting tens of thousands of dollars in his pocket. He's 22 years old. I got another guy named Dylan who's 21. It's published. There's articles about it. He's going to be on Forbes.
So how do you find them? You just ask around? Are they friends of friends?
Yeah. The way I found them might be a little bit different than your audience. The way I found them is I recruit my best students. Okay. Like me personally. So my marketing director is a student. My sales director is a student. My other sales director, I get them on my material. And then I freaking pluck the best ones. That's what I've been doing. But
that's actually a good idea, right? Because if you go into a niche, you work with clients in that space, people that you vibe with, I always feel like, they could be a fantastic gym owner or a fantastic dentist or whatever, but after a certain amount of time, people just want to change it up. And I could totally see one of your clients becoming a partner or a coworker or an employee, just because they're like, you know what, I have all the experience in the world, I speak the language, and I'm looking for something new. Perfect. So that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. I've done that for years. I'm producing certified salespeople in my programs, and these people are looking for jobs. So if you have an agency, you want salespeople, hit me up on IG, the Mike Barron 1, and I can give you a free salesperson that's trained by me. Okay.
There you go.
Let me give you one of my best gems in sales.
All right.
Okay.
Fire away.
I'm gonna give you my sales process, and then I'll give you my best gem, and then anything else you want to talk about, we'll go there. So my sales process is very simple. It's a 5-step sales process, and the first step is introduction. It's often missed. Go to Subway. Sometimes they don't welcome you. Step number 2 is fact finding. I call this fact finding like a doctor. Mr. Dennis, so what's going on? So how are you getting new patients? What have you done in the past? Okay, do you have a funnel? Do you run ads? Oh, word of mouth. What kind of word of mouth? What are the results? You need to gather some data.
Mm-hmm.
Gather data. What you really want to do is you want to find the problems that like they're having, or the problems that you can solve. Okay, everybody wants to make more money. Okay, why aren't they making money? Find that problem. Step number 3, that's your demo, or aka your presentation. That's where you show the benefits of how you can solve that problem that you found in the fact finding. Okay, I call it a presentation because I don't want to be blah. I want to present and have showmanship and charisma and smile. Step 4 is a test close. Okay, the test close is simply how does everything look so far? It's like dipping your toe in the water. Okay, when you say how does everything sound so far, they should say, wow, this looks pretty good. I'm just curious, how much does it cost? And then, of course, the final step is the close. So real quick, it's like this. Guy walks into the car dealership. Hey, how you doing, folks? Welcome to San Diego Cadillac. Good to see you. So what are you folks looking for? Fact finding. Oh, SUV, huh? Wow. What's going on? Oh, the family's growing. Congrats. Oh, great. Let me go show you the SUVs. Now we're on the presentation. Brand new Cadillac Escalade, leather interior, ice cold AC. Let's take it for a spin. Really smooth, right? Really beautiful, right? How does it look? What are you folks thinking? Oh, it's beautiful. We love it. Perfect. And then we just close the deal. 5-step sales process. We do it every single time. Okay. So that's my process. The gem I want to give you guys is this now. Out of everything I said through this whole segment, this is the part where you take notes. There's a method I call if I could, would you? If I could, would you? So basically, Chase, what you do before you do your demo, you ask a question that can only warrant a yes. So you get a commitment on a yes.
Mm-hmm.
You show them the steps, and then you hold them to that commitment. For example, hey, Dr. Smith, good to see you today. I know that I have some notes here, and I know that you want to, add some more patients. It looks like you're doing 75K and you want to get to 100K per month. That's super awesome. Question for you, sir. Like, if I could truly show you how to do that, and if I could truly, show you how, like, my exact process of how we can make this happen, and my services were affordable for you, would you be open to the idea of actually rocking and rolling with me today, sir? Would you get started? Well, I haven't really seen it yet, so it's tough. I know you haven't seen it, but if I can show you how to get to 100K, truly, and I show you my process and it makes sense, you'd be open to the idea of getting started, wouldn't you? If you put it like that, yeah, I'll be open to the idea of getting started. So I'm already closed, dude. Now I just need to show you the process and make it real, and then I close the deal. Okay. You can even see me on YouTube doing this live. So everybody, before you do your demo, if I could, would you? Get that yes, show them the process, close the deal. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So that was my gem. Hope you guys liked it.
Nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You just basically tee it up and then you just remind them, you already agreed. All right, Mike. So wait, what's your Instagram handle again? What's the easiest way for people to get a hold of you?
Yeah, the Mike Barron 1, TheMikeBarron 1, the Mike Barron 1. There's a link in my bio. I have a whole bunch of freebies. If you guys are in like the high level community, if you see this, just reference it, and I'll hook you up. I'll give you my free high ticket masterclass. It's a $1,000 program, and we sell it every day. So just
awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Mike. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.